Hello everyone, this is Dmitry from Galileosky, and we continue learning about the Configurator software features. Today we are going to discuss the CAN scanner page. CAN bus is a quite complex topic, and it's impossible to provide all the necessary information in scope of the short video. So I strongly recommend our CAN Pro tutorial, where we provide all the necessary theoretical information and many practical cases where we search for the popular parameters in the CAN bus of the real vehicle. The link to this tutorial you can find in the description to this video. So let's see how the CAN scanner looks like in the current version. At the left side of the screen we can see CAN interfaces settings. My tracking device has two CAN interfaces, so we see settings for CAN 0 and CAN 1. In the filter type field, we can specify how the tracking device should interpret the data in this CAN interface. The interface can be disabled. The data can be processed according to the FMS protocol that supports 11 standard parameters. And you can also create filters manually if you choose the custom filter mode. CAN interface also supports 11-bit and 21-bit versions of the standard J9079 protocol. We recommend paying attention while choosing the filter type. The thing is that the J9079 protocol is the request-response type of the protocol, and once this mode is activated, the device starts sending standard J9079 request to the CAN bus of the vehicle. And in case the CAN bus of your vehicle doesn't support such sort of requests, this can cause errors on the dashboard or even damage your vehicle. One more available mode is Easy Logic. You need to apply this mode in case you are planning to work with the CAN data directly with your Easy Logic algorithms, avoiding the CAN scanner. For example, this mode needs to be set when you use the script for standard J9039 protocol that is available for free for all Galileosky users and supports up to 41 standard parameters. Galileosky 10 devices support the new mode J9039DA. This mode allows you to read up to 14,000 standard J9039 parameters, ISO-bus parameters included. In case you didn't see this feature before, please check the tutorial for the J9039DA tool that is indispensable if you work with trucks or other heavy vehicles in your projects. See the link in the description to this video. In the bus baud rate field, you need to set the baud rate of the CAN bus to which the tracking device is connected. You can choose the speed from the list or set the baud rate manually. In the Receive Timeout field, you can specify the time after which the scanner will automatically null values in CAN text after the data stopped being received from the bus, for example, if the ignition was turned off. You can also enable the parameter Don't Reset Data. If this feature is active, the device will never null values in CAN text. Settings for CAN 1 interface are similar. Parameter Settings group provide you access to the base of the car CAN parameters. You need to choose the manufacturer, the model and the manufacturer year of your vehicle, and then press the Show Parameters button. After that, just add CAN text to those parameters that you want to get from the CAN bus and apply settings. I wanted to remind you that you also need to add chosen CAN text to the main packet on the Protocol tab if you want to get this data in the monitoring software. At the main part of the screen, you can see in real time all the received raw data from the CAN bus of your vehicle. Press Start Receiving button to see the data. At the left side of the screen, in the ID column, you can see the ID of the message and the CAN interface from which the message was received. Next, follow up to 8 bytes of this ID message in binary and hexadecimal. You can also enable the graphical representation of the data. Graphs show the evolution of the data during the last 10 seconds. In the Count Period column, you can see the message receiving period and how many messages were received. You can choose from 1 bit and up to 4 bytes from the message, and the graph will be updated automatically. In the Value tab, you'll start seeing the value in hexadecimal and decimal. For the chosen data, you can specify the CAN tag to receive this data in the monitoring software. Please note that the custom filters are applied only when the custom filter type is set in the CAN interface settings. Galileosky 7X and Galileosky 10 trackers allow you to apply the math formula directly in the CAN scanner. The math is applied as V and the necessary math formula. For example, I'm using one of the common formula, V multiplied by 4 and divided by 10, which is the same as the multiplier value to 0.4. At the right side of the screen, you can see the CAN logger tool that allows you to record the data from the CAN bus and later play the recorded file as if you were connected to the real CAN bus. This is a useful tool because you rarely have access to the client's vehicle for a long time. Thanks to the CAN logger, you can run all the necessary tests and record the CAN data to the log file. During recording the log, it's better to add colors to different tests and make notes so that later it would be easier for you to understand under which colors which tests were made. Later in the office, when you have much more free time, you can take a cup of coffee, open the collected logs, study the data more closely and find all the necessary parameters. You can always update devices settings remotely. Once again, I recommend you to check the CAN Pro tutorial to learn more about the raw CAN data parsing techniques. At the bottom of the screen, you can enable the transmit function that allows the tracker to send confirmations to the bus. By default, the device just silently listens the bus, but in some cases, it's necessary to confirm messages. At the FMS tab, you can choose from which CAN interface the device will receive the data using the standard FMS filter. It can be useful in case both CAN interfaces are connected to two separate CAN buses, and in both cases, FMS filters are applied. The J9079 tab allows you to choose which standard J9079 request the tracker will send to the CAN bus and also set the period of how often the device will send these requests. Settings on this tab are applied only when the J9079 filter is applied on at least one CAN interface settings. Once again, I must warn you that sending messages to the CAN bus of the vehicle can cause errors on the dashboard or even harm your vehicle. So please be careful with these settings. The J9039DA tab is available only for Galileosky 10 devices. The data on this tab is available only when in one of the CAN interfaces settings the corresponding filter type is applied. At the left side of the table, you can see the SPN of the received parameter. In the label field, you can see the name of the parameter according to the J9039DA protocol. The data in the value tab is provided in the actual weight with the standard mass applied. If you want to receive some of this data in your software, you only need to mark the necessary parameter in the Enable Parameter Transmission column and apply settings. Please note that in case of SPN parameters, you don't need to change anything on the protocol page. Only these settings on the J9039DA tab are necessary. So we discussed CAN scanner page. That's all for today. Dmitry was with you. See you in the next video.